leading Democratic candidates, none of which have ever run a city, a state, or a business. And this is not... America's at war. America's got some big problems. It's not the time for on-the-job training as an executive.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Let's continue the questioning with my colleague, Chris Wallace. Chris?
Thank you, Britt. Good evening, gentlemen. Let's talk about illegal immigration. Governor Romney, in recent weeks, you have gone after Mayor Giuliani for running what you say was a sanctuary city for illegals. But as governor of Massachusetts, you did nothing to stop Cambridge, Somerville, or Orleans, all of which proclaimed themselves to be sanctuaries. In fact, you didn't even catch the illegals who were mowing your front lawn. So the question is, the question is, why should we believe that you would be any tougher on illegal immigration than Mayor Giuliani?
Well, Chris, first of all, with regards to front lawns, people don't go to their contractors and inspect their ID cards of employees. Secondly, with regards to sanctuary cities, the governors aren't responsible for mayors who are not following the law. And actually, in my case, as soon as I learned about a program in the Department of ICE that we could have our state police authorized to enforce the law, I did just that, so that in sanctuary cities in our state and non-sanctuary cities, the law would be enforced. But this is a place where Mayor Giuliani and I just simply disagree. I think we should reduce federal funding to cities that call themselves sanctuary cities. I think saying, as he did, if you happen to be an undocumented alien, we want you in New York. We'll protect you in New York. I think that contributed to 3 million illegals in this country becoming 12 million illegals coming into this country. And I also disagree on the issue of what I'll call amnesty. And that is, I just don't think that you say to people who've come here illegally that if you work here, we're going to sign you up. That's the wrong answer. Amnesty is not the right answer for this problem.
Mayor Giuliani, I want to follow up on what Governor Romney said. In New York City, you allowed illegals to report crimes and to seek medical treatment, you said, in the interests of public safety. But in fact, you went a lot further than that as mayor. Back in 1994, you said the following: if you come here and you work hard and you happen to be in an undocumented status, you're one of the people who we want in this city. You're somebody that we want to protect, and we want you to get out from under what is often a life of being a fugitive, which is really unfair. As president, would you continue to protect illegals from what you then called unfair enforcement of our borders?
Chris, you haven't really described the entire extent of the executive order. The first part of the executive order points out that the police should report all illegals suspected of committing a crime or who have committed a crime. In fact, the year before I was mayor, the Immigration Service stopped taking names from the police department of people that the police department were reporting. So the problem that I had was I had 400,000 illegal immigrants, roughly, in New York City, and I had a city that was the crime capital of America. I had to do something intelligent with them. I didn't have the luxury of political rhetoric. I had the safety and security of the people in New York City on my shoulders. So what I did was, I said, and I think this is a sensible policy, if you are an illegal immigrant in New York City and a crime is committed against you, I want you to report that. Because lo and behold, the next time a crime is committed, it could be against a citizen or a legal immigrant. I said if you are a child in New York City, of which we had 40 to 50 to 60,000 illegal immigrant children, did it make sense to leave them on the streets? The federal government deported only 758 people that year from New York City. So the reality is my programs and policies led to a city that was the safest large city in the country. So they must have been sensible policies.
Mr. Mayor, time. Senator McCain, when you were backing comprehensive immigration reform this spring, you accused Governor Romney of flip-flopping on this issue. In fact, you said maybe his solution will be to get his small varmint gun and run the Guatemalans off his lawn.
I thought that was a pretty good line.
I've already got one of them. Hey, thanks, Chris, for letting him get it out twice.
I'm not done.
I wish I'd have written it myself.
Is the governor playing politics on immigration, and are you now doing the same thing, backing a new plan which would enforce the borders but without any longer a path to citizenship?
Look, this is an emotional and passionate issue, and one that very seldom have I seen an issue that aroused this much passion with the American people. No one, by the way, is for amnesty. I and the President of the United States, both of us from border states, came forward with a plan that we thought was comprehensive and workable, with the priority being border security, which remains my position. Why we failed is because the American people have lost trust and confidence in us. Our failure in Katrina, our failures in Iraq, our failures to control runaway spending, and so we failed. So obviously we have to succeed because there's 12 million people who are in this country illegally, which is de facto amnesty, and we need a temporary worker program. I commit to securing the borders first. We can secure those borders. As president, I would have the border state governors certify that those borders were indeed secure. We can sit down together. Governor Romney, less than a year ago, had the exact same position that I did.
Governor Huckabee, 2 years ago, as governor of Arkansas, you said that legislation that was then before the state legislature to crack down on illegal immigration was, quote, inflammatory